Welcome to The Bold Book of the Day with Dr. Denise Nicholson, a show that is a central hub and safe space for authors to share their stories. The Bold Book with Dr. Denise begins now.
Welcome to the Bold Book of the Day podcast. My name is Dr. Denise Nicholson, and this podcast is for anyone who's looking for inspiration. Today's episode is with Miss Shirley Brown Danzy, and she was born in the small town of Crystal Springs, Mississippi. She grew up in Hinds County of Mississippi and currently lives in Jackson. She attended Jackson State University, where she attained a bachelor's and a master's degree in social work. And she's presently pursuing a PhD in social work from the same university. Welcome, Ms. Shirley Brown. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Dr. Denise Nicholson. I am doing wonderful today, and it's a pleasure being here on your platform. So thank you so much for the invite.
You are so welcome. I'm intrigued because you wrote this wonderful book. I want you to tell the viewers and the audience about this beautiful book that you've written. First, how did you come up with the message of your book?
Well, I would like to start by saying I started from humble beginnings. And so for years, I struggled with getting my message out to other people to inspire and uplift them to go after their goals and their dreams. And so I just kept wanting to write my story, but it wasn't until I actually met you, Dr. Denise, and I got we were in a group together, and I really wanted somebody to lead and guide me to getting my message out of my head and onto paper. And so meeting you was just at the right time, because through your program, I was actually able to get my message out of my head and onto paper. So your Writing Incubator Challenge program helped me do that. But for years, I struggled with it. I had the message. I knew that I needed to inspire other people to not just live in the now and be confident in where they were, and because they had goals and dreams, but they didn't know how to achieve those goals and dreams. And so I had been where they probably are today. Some of them, when we speak, we're not speaking about all, but those people who feel stuck in the midst of their journey. And so I just wanted to give back in some kind of way. And I knew that I could through my book, which is my message to people, to never stop going after their dreams. And so with your help, Dr. Denise, I was able to do that. And hopefully my book will inspire people to just keep living out their goals and their dreams.
Well, you wrote a beautiful book, and I am impressed because I remember when you just started, you were this shy lady, and then you're still quiet, but you're no longer shy.
Right. And I've always been that way. I've always had a humble spirit. I always have. But when it came to me giving my message to help other people, this power came from somewhere within me, because I was so passionate about the messages that I wanted to share. And I just wanted to be able to help people, because I could see their ability and the promise that was within them, but they just didn't know it was there. And so, I've become very passionate. So it comes out in a different way. And oftentimes people will say, like, where did that come from? But it comes from within me, the power that I have within me to continue to help people become a better expression of themselves.
And now your book, The Power to Succeed, is such an inspiration. This book, it is unique because it describes, in it, you depict the challenges that you face, and then you have stories and points of views that will give people tips and tools to help them in their stories. How did you come around to being so brave to write your story, to share your story to help others?
Because the desire to help outweighed the fear that I had. It gave me the courage to give my message, because a lot of times we second guess ourselves because we don't want to put our story out there, to the public for them to read. But because I felt like by me putting it out there that I could help more people through my story and my message, that I just said, you know what, I'm going for this. I'm going to put it out there, because I cannot leave this world, this life, this one life that I have with this story within me and not share it so other people can live out their goals and their dreams. So that was my motivation.
Wow. How did you feel when you finally completed the book?
It's a surreal feeling, I would say. Sometimes I don't show my emotions, but I felt so proud. I felt so relieved because I struggle with getting my message onto paper because we're always coming up with ideas and we're always coming up with thoughts. And when I shared that with you, you was actually like, Shirley, this is your first book. You can only put so much in this first book, girl. You can write a second book and a third book. So I had to kind of let it go because I still had things that I wanted to share. So, which is one of the reasons why I created the course to go actually along with the book. So that once you finish reading the book, or if you need some additional information or someone to guide you and actually use a more strategic plan on how to actually achieve your goals and dreams, and which is one of the reasons why I actually created the course to go along with this book that I have. But yeah, it was hard to let it go, Denise, but I had to just cut it off through your guidance. I knew that I could only put so much in this one book, but I just want to help so many people. It was just, again, so hard to just cut it off, but it's there to help and inspire and uplift people to go after their dreams.
Oh, wonderful. So, how can people connect to you and your course or anything else that you have to
Mhm.
offer?
They can connect with me via my website, which is www.shirleybrowndanzy.com. And on there, I also offer them a free book. So you want to take advantage of that, go there today. There is actually a free book on there on how to find your purpose in life. So it's a free, so take advantage of it. But my website again is www.shirleybrowndanzy.com. And I hope to
That
see
is
you there.
amazing. Oh my goodness, guys, do not sleep on that. Go grab your book now because she said free. I heard that. She said free. Go grab your free book. And it is full of tips. So, I know this book. I've read it and I know the impact that it's going to have on others because I've read it and it's impacted my life. How is it going to impact your reader?
It's gonna catch the reader. I'm not going to say off guard, but it's going to make the reader really think about where they are in life.
Mhm.
And it'll make them really think about, am I where I really want to be in life? And so it'll give them the momentum to just pause and say, okay, I need to come up with a plan to achieve my goals and dreams. This is not all there it is for me in this life. There's so much more. And so I'm going to go get what's mine. And I think it inspires you to do that. It inspires you to live a full life. It gives you that push that a lot of us need sometimes when we feel stuck in life. So that's why I say unlock your life, because a lot of us are locked. Our lives are locked down. And so we have to figure a way to move past that, because if we can't live out our goals and our dreams and be happy, what else is there? And
Right,
so
right.
that's what my book does. It inspires you and give you that extra push that you need to live a fulfilling life.
Wow, nice. Your story is interesting. What what's a favorite memory that you have as a child?
My favorite memory, and I speak about it in the book, is my experience with my father. My father actually passed when I was in the 11th grade in high school, but there were so many wonderful memories that we shared, so many lessons that I learned through just playing a game. And you will find out what that game is once you read my book. But it
Hmm.
was a book that taught me so much, and it gave me the courage and the mental capacity to be able to deal with life and to not just sit on the sidelines and watch everybody else achieve their goals and dreams and I not achieve mine. So my my experience with my father, the time we spent together and what I learned through those experiences is my favorite part of my childhood, because I still carry those lessons into life today, into my life today, and they still are serving me well. So that's one of the best experiences that I have, and it makes me smile when I think about the bond that I share with my father, and how much it has made me become the woman that I am today, and has given me the ability and the desire to want to give back and help others the way that he helped me um, growing up as a child, in terms of making me mentally strong. And I think that's key to us achieving our goals and dreams, is to stay in control of our emotions and not let what go on around us impact how we feel and how we react, and so that we can continue to move forward and achieve our goals and dreams, and not let other people distract us. So yes.
Yeah, you sound like you had a great relationship with your father. How was your relationship with your father? Can you describe it?
It was a relationship where share my challenges, but oftentimes the way he taught us was through the game. So you were being taught, but you didn't really know you were being taught. But he
Mm-hmm.
would tell you how to handle different challenges and tell you how to think things through and how to have patience and be resilient. And he would tell you how to stay humble. But it was through the game. And so I was able to make the connections in life as I faced challenge after challenge and had to deal with those things, and to be able to not just get stuck in the midst of those challenges, but to realize that I had to come up with a strategy to figure out how to move forward. And so when I find myself in those situations, I always go back to the lessons that I learned as a child growing up. And I was like, oh, thank you, God, so much for giving me this father, on my earthly father, who gave me the mental capacity, helped me to develop that, so that I could keep moving on in the direction of my dreams in life, and not get caught up in the distractions. Know
Go
that
ahead.
whatever it is, I was only in it for a minute, and things, it will pass, and I could continue on.
So, for someone out there that is wondering what to do, what next step to take, how to succeed, it sounds like you looked at the lessons that you learned just from interacting with your father on a daily basis. Would you say just look at your life now, and or look at your life with your father, your earthly father, and just see what lessons you've learned, maybe not from your father, but from someone around you?
Mhm. I would say take a look at your life, take a look at where you are, because we always
Mhm.
have to know where we are, because that's our current condition. And so look at where we want to be, and where we want to be, from where we are to where we want to be, there's a gap. And so we
Yeah.
have to figure out how to fill that gap, how to close that gap, so that I can get from where I am to where I want to be. And so what I had to do, Denise, is to look at my current condition. And so I had to figure out, I knew what I wanted and knew where I wanted to be. And so I took those lessons that I learned from my father, but I also had to I had to invest in myself. And I had
Yes.
to learn to get the confidence in myself to believe that I could actually do it. And a lot of times we say, sometimes other people can see things in us that we cannot. So, those people that you know, like, and trust, when they come to you and tell you that you have this potential, believe that you have that potential. And so don't give up on yourself, but you have to begin to believe in yourself enough to know that you can have those things that you truly desire. So start with
Yes.
yourself, right? And reassess where you are, and then find out, what do I need to be successful. Sometimes we have to seek out those people that who are doing the things that we want to do, and so that we can
Mm-hmm.
become who we truly want to become. So what I learned, Denise, was that you can only get so much for free. And so I had to begin to invest in myself. So a lot of times people spend more money on material things like cars and homes and other things, but then you're still left feeling unfulfilled. So you have to take
Mm-hmm.
the time to say, okay, if I can invest my money in material things, I can invest money in myself to become
Yes.
more. So that's one of the things that I had to do. So I took those lessons that I learned from my father, whoever you get them from, your grandmother, your mother, your friend, your aunt, your uncle. Listen to those lessons, because people who truly love you, they're going to give you advice. And so don't
Yeah.
overlook that advice. Take the good from that, but look at yourself and begin to invest in yourself so that you can have the life that you truly want to live. And so that's when I began to seek out people like Les Brown and John Tellerico and Dr. Denise Nicholson, because I knew that they would help me achieve my goals and my dreams. And I was willing to pay for that, because that was
Yes.
important to me in order for me to be able to give back, and to give back at a high level. So if I want to teach you, I have to get the knowledge and the skills so that I can teach you. So that's one of the things that I learned to do, is to invest in myself. Take that knowledge, look at my life, reassess where I am, start to believe in myself, um, and then invest in yourself, and then start to live your life and achieve your goals and dreams, and you'll be amazed. I know that was a
Wow.
lot. I'm passionate about it, Dr.
No,
Denise
you
Nicholson.
know, you said a lot, but the underpinning of everything just sound like you need to invest in yourself. No matter what's going on, you need to look at where you are. That's what I'm getting from what you said.
Mhm.
Look at where you are and see where you want to be and invest in yourself. You are going to have
Yes.
to make the sacrifice to invest in yourself. And that's what I'm getting from
Yes.
you.
Yeah. And a
Wow.
lot of times people say, I don't have it. But when you can't afford not to have it. So, you have to
Mhm.
just come up with
Can't
a plan
afford
and
not
say,
to have
you
it.
can't
Okay,
afford
write that
not
down,
to have
people.
it. And so me,
Yeah.
even myself, I had to make some adjustments because I knew
Yeah.
that what I wanted was much bigger than me holding on to my funds or my resources in terms of monetary resources. I had to figure it out because it would cost me more not to figure it out than it would for me, to just I couldn't leave the opportunity. When it presented itself,
Yes.
I had to jump in. So no
Wow.
excuses when it comes to your goals and dreams. You have to make it happen.
Yes. Yes. Now, what's your biggest failure? If you've had any failure, I'm just assuming.
Oh, yes, I have. My biggest failure has been fear of not pursuing my goals and dreams. That's a failure to me because I
Mm.
allowed my fear for so many years to stop me from pursuing my goals and my dreams. So a lot of times when I think about it, Denise, I think about the late Dr. Miles Monroe when he said, you know, when we seek success, a lot of times we seek success, but we really shouldn't just seek success. We should seek to become a person of value. And so once we become a person of value, then success will come because when we become a person of value, people will seek out the value that we bring. And so
Mm.
we ultimately will become successful. But the Nelson Mandela said, courage is not the absence of fear. He said it's a triumph over it. And he said that the brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but is he who has conquered that fear. So I had to learn to conquer my fear. And so that has been my failure for so many years because I allowed my fear to lock my life down. And so I
Mhm.
had to learn to move past my fear so that I could begin living the life that I had imagined. And so in my book, I talk about it, being able to move past your fear because that is your comfort zone. And so on my
Yes.
vision board, I have Les Brown on there saying it's time to leave your comfort zone. And so I put that on there as a reminder to myself that when I become complacent, okay, when I look at my vision board, okay, Shirley, it's time for you to move.
Yes.
And so that's my motivation, and that has been my failure for so many years, as I have allowed fear to stop me from being in the rooms that I should have been in the places that I should have
Mm.
gone, and in the experiences that I should have experienced, because they were things that I had imagined. I was giving my opportunities away. I was giving my blessings away. I had prayed
Mhm.
over it, but when they presented themselves to me, I allowed other people to take it because I had fear. I had fear within me because I was too fearful to push past my comfort zone. But I now know that my blessings are on the other side of that fear. And so
Yes.
until we
Yes. Yes.
learn to do that, it's a learned behavior. Denise, is learned. A lot of people don't realize that fear is a normal reaction when we begin to go past our comfort zone. But our dreams and goals fulfilled are on the other side of that.
Mm. I'm
So
taking
that
notes. I agree with you. Oh my goodness. It sounds like you mastered that fear. How did you master that fear?
I had to realize that's what it was. That it was just fear. I had to realize that.
Mhm.
And so now when I see it not as fear. I see it as an opportunity for growth. And so I'm
Yes.
like, here I come. I'm pushing this fear aside, baby, because I am coming through. Because now I know what you are. I know that you're fear and you're trying
I'm
to
doing
stop me.
this.
I'm doing
Yes.
this. So yeah.
So if you could be remembered for one thing, what would that be?
that would be the one thing I want to be remembered for, is someone who stopped for a moment in life, in spite of their dreams, to reach back and help as many people as she reached back to help as many people as she could achieve their goals and their dreams. So I want to be
Mm,
the remembered as that, someone who helped other people, not just myself. It's not about me. You know, I
yes.
want to achieve my goals and dreams, but I want to help other people. So hopefully I can be remembered as someone who gave back, who
Hmm.
not only achieved their goals and dreams, but they reached back to help other people achieve their goals and dreams. So
What
yes,
would your
kind of like you.
family Thank you so much. That is my goal. As you
Yes.
know, I talk about it all the time, to reach back and help others, because it's in helping others. You have to shore up yourself first, invest in
Mm-hmm,
yourself and get yourself really nice and strong. Because if you're
mm-hmm,
not invested in yourself, if you're not doing the things that you need to do to make yourself strong, when you reach back to help someone, you're gonna, fall over, because you don't have
mm-hmm,
enough strength to sustain yourself. So to sustain yourself, you have to give back to yourself, invest in yourself, take care of yourself, get your rest, get your nap sometimes, and just
mm-hmm.
find time for yourself. So when you are filled up and you go out to reach back, you're strong enough to really support the people that you're trying to help. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I agree with you 100%. Now, how are you giving back now in your community?
So right now I'm giving back. I'm doing a lot of speaking, Dr. Denise, and,
Yes.
and and through my message, I'm trying to inspire people to not just settle for where they are. I know we all have
Mhm.
goals and dreams. A lot of times our lives have been distracted. We may be helping somebody else achieve something. But through my message, I'm telling people, okay, it's okay to help other people, but don't lose sight of what you truly want in life, because we only get one chance to live, right? And so through my message, I'm trying to wake people up and say, okay, don't just settle for being there. Don't just settle for doing that, but live the life that you desire. And so through my
Yes.
message, I'm trying to give back and pull people forward, because I just don't want to leave anybody behind. So I'm trying to just begin. And I kind of, one of the things that I want to do, my life is just so busy right now, is to maybe create a different platform where I connect people to the resources that they need so that they can be happy, healthy, and wealthy. And so that's one of my missions, one of my goals that I'm looking at very closely right now, is how can I do that? I don't know what I want to call it, but I do know I want it to be a connecting point where I bring people and connect people to the resources that otherwise they probably wouldn't know how to get to.
Hmm.
Because we want some people, in homes that they really don't want to be. Those are not their dream homes. They're in places that their jobs that they're at, but that's not their dream. That's not what they saw
Hmm.
in their. And the late Dr. Miles Monroe said that when you look at your life, if what you see is not what you saw, then what you see is temporary. And so it's
Hmm.
temporary. You need to understand that that's what it is. And so you need to go on and pursue those goals and dreams, those things that you saw in your vision and in your imagination. Those things are real, and you can have those things. And so I try
Yes.
to inspire people, don't give up, don't settle, go after your goals and dreams, so that when you retire and you sitting in your chair and you can smile and say that I gave it everything I had.
Hmm. Yes. What would your parents say about you right now?
My mother is very proud of me, and it makes me a little teary-eyed. And she said, one day I went over there, and she was like, your dad would be so proud of you. And she said, Mama is so proud of you. She said that she said, come here and give me a hug. And so I walked over to her and I hugged her, and she kind of gave me a little kiss on the cheek. And I just said, thank you, Mom. I really appreciate everything that you've done for me. I appreciate you, and I appreciate Dad, because you both have inspired me and given me the courage that I need to become a better expression of who I am. So hopefully, I told her, if I could just give just a little bit of that to the people I speak to, then I would be happy.
Yes. Wow. Tell us a little bit more about your book. You have written such a wonderful book. I know it, but share with us a little bit more about. You're touching me already with your mommy story. Oh my God. Tell us a little bit more about your book, The Power to Succeed.
The Power to Succeed. I came up with the title because I know that we all have the power to succeed in life. And so I struggled with the subtitle and I kept on. And it wasn't until I finished my book and I was actually sitting in church and I kept saying, God, what should my subtitle be? I need something to go with this power to succeed. And believe me or not, it just came to me in church, unlock your life, unlock your dreams. And I'm like, that's it. And so that's where I am. That's what I came with, the power to succeed, and then unlock your life, unlock your dreams. So we all have the power to succeed. And so we have to realize that power and realize that we have it. And so it's not until we realize that we have it that we can unlock our life and then unlock our dreams and then begin to live the life that we have imagined. So I've put all of this in this book through my message, through research, reading other people's book, doing the research and gathering stories and quotes. And I put it all together so that you're not just reading, but there are quotes in there that goes along with the chapter to just give you an extra boost of inspiration. And hopefully I've achieved what I wanted to achieve because I really didn't want to stop writing. Dr. Denise knows that. You just have to just take this book from me because I still wanted to add and add because, our thoughts, when we want to help people, it's just endless. And even with the investing in ourselves, it's still endless because it's about continuous development, continuous improvement. So when I gain knowledge and understanding to be able to continue to give back, I have to continue to invest in myself so that I have the knowledge and skill to continue to just not leave you at a certain level, but to keep bringing you forward so that I can give you more than just a little bit, just to for not just for continuous growth for myself, but also for continuous growth for my clients. I'll put it like that.
Yes. Yeah. You talk about growth a lot. And I know that you are a formal student where you've got your bachelor's degree, you've gotten your master's degree, and now you're working on your PhD. Tell us about your growth process. Was it just in the schools or in the universities, or did you gain your growth from outside of the school industry?
My growth started, I actually went to school to be a social worker, got a PhD, but once I got not my PhD, my bachelor's degree, and I started looking for a job actually in social work, which is what my degree is in. But I was working for this company and they offered me a position in manufacturing as a female supervisor. And at the time, we had very few female supervisors in that industry. And so they had only had hired one prior to hiring me. And she lasted, I think, maybe a week. And she was like, no, this is not for me. So she left. And so when I was offered the opportunity, I took it because I was thinking, this cannot be as bad as what I've gone through to get here. It was It was a struggle. Here, you hear me, Dr. Denise? It was a struggle for me to finish my degree because my dad had passed, right? And my mom had been a stay-at-home mother. And so it was very challenging for me to finish out my just my bachelor's degree. The challenges that I had to face, the maneuvering that I had to do and just to finish. And so I was like, man, this is a piece of cake compared to what I had to endure to get here. So I took on the challenge. And so that's how my life began to take a different turn. And so I really stayed in that industry for years. And I'm pretty much still in that type in manufacturing industry as another opportunity that I'm involved in. But I'm a strong believer in that, in having more than one source of income. I think that we all should have several streams of income if we want to be successful and live an abundant life. So I have about 5 streams of income going on right now. So that is one of those. But so that's pretty much where I am. So my growth and development came from my education. It came from my life coming up as a child, the challenges that I faced. We all learn from those. And I became resilient through that. but then going to school, that was the knowledge and the knowledge that I attained. But the skills were actually on the job training, where I actually began to pick up a lot of other skills and supervising other people, where I began to connect my social work degree with actually dealing with people. So I was able to learn the different behaviors, the different types of behaviors. And so my knowledge and skills, I was able to put that together with my Jackson State education and my actual working with people. So it came from both. Actually, three things: my environment, my education, and my employment.
Yeah. So you would say you started growing once you started to lock in or put together what you've learned in the schools when you were in the workforce.
Yes, that was the application
Okay.
piece of it. Yes.
Yes. So what would your advice be now to someone that is out there that has gone through the school systems and still wondering what's going on? How am I not making it? How am I not reaching, the personal goals that I've had? I've got the education, but how am I not reaching these personal goals? What would your advice be to that person?
My advice would be to be patient. And then I go back to the late Dr. Miles Monroe, when he said, if you want to be successful, don't seek success, but seek to become a person of value. So just look at yourself and just start doing what it is that you truly desire, the things that make you, that you're passionate about, the things that bring you joy and excitement when you think about those, and I pray to my higher power to guide me and to put the right people in my path to help steer me in the right direction. And then you have to pray that, you recognize these people when you meet them, so that you don't overlook your opportunities. You don't want to be looking to the left when your blessings are on the right side, right? And so I pray for those things. And so things just have all just aligned themselves in my path. But one of the things that I do, and we all have our beliefs, but I believe in the Almighty God. I do. And so that's where I pray and I get my guidance from. So I pray for guidance. And then I ask him to order my footsteps. And so I look for those things. I look for those people, and I follow my heart and my mind. And then I have patience. So when you first come out of school, a lot of times you're lost. A lot of people find themselves lost because everybody don't know exactly who they want to be when they first go to college. They don't know exactly. So they're looking for some direction. But just follow your heart, and you will begin to see the pieces of the puzzle start to form into the, so just follow your heart and just keep moving. Don't just become stagnant, but just, what do you really want to do? And just start doing those things until those opportunities present themselves to you. And a lot of times you find your passion, your dreams in packages that you didn't look for them to come in. Just like me with the manufacturing piece. That was not my goal. That was not my dream, but I found my dream within that package. So
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. Before you go, I have a few questions I'm going to ask everyone here at the Bold Book Podcast. And I'm going to ask you these three questions. So, what is one bold promise that you can make to the world? One bold promise.
is that I will continue to invest in myself so that I can continue to inspire and uplift you and lead you to your goals and your dreams, if you trust me to do that. And that's my goal, and that's my promise.
All right. All right. I have another one. What's a bold statement you can share with your audience?
Is to never stop in the midst of your journey until you achieve your goals and your dreams. So if you know what I mean, never stop until you
Never stop.
until you never stop.
No matter how hard it is.
No matter how hard it is, because that's a distraction. So just recognize it for that, a distraction, and you keep moving.
What's a bold move that you are going to make in the future?
The bold move that I'm going to make in the future is to create a platform where I can connect people to the resources that they need so that they can live the life that they've dreamed about. to make
Oh,
it easier
wow.
for them to find those connections. Yeah.
I can see it. I can see it. You talk about it all the time, and you've said it a number of times here. So I can see that community. You're going to make it happen. I don't know how, but I want to be a part of that community because I know it's going to be great. Thank you for coming. I have one last question because I know you're a very quiet person. And so people may see you in the room and not realize the power. This book is named. Let me tell you, you are the name of this book because I've heard you speak and you're powerful. And people don't get that, but this book is aptly named The Power to Succeed. What do people misunderstand about you the most?
They misunderstand that I'm powerful, Denise. They miss that. They see me as the quiet person in the room. It's like the title that I gained some years back. They called me the Silent Storm because
Ooh.
they had learned to know me because they were like, man, she's silent, but wait till she get up and start speaking and from her heart, she has a powerful message. So I think I hit a lot of people by surprise because they see me just sitting there. And I think that comes from me growing up. My dad taught me to always be humble. So I'm always, and then my social work education, they teach you, to observe the room and to be quiet. And, you have to, so a lot of times I'm in the room and I'm very observant. And so a lot of times it's misunderstood. Sometimes as a weakness. I've had that problem as a weakness because I'm quiet. And then once they get to know me, they like, man, when I first met you, I thought you was this quiet person. But you're not quiet when it comes to something that you're passionate about. So I think that's it.
Right.
I'm oftentimes misunderstood. Yes.
Thank you so much for coming and joining us and sharing your impactful story and your message. How can people reach into your community and stay connected with you?
You can reach me through my website again, which is shirleybrowndanzy.com. I'm also on Instagram as author Shirley Brown Danzy. You can also check me out on there. And I'm also on Facebook as Shirley Brown Danzy. So hope to see you
My
there.
goodness. Oh my goodness, people. You heard it. And remember to go grab the book on the website because it's free today. So go grab the book on the website. And thank you, Miss Shirley Brown Danzy, for sharing. And tell the people what your book is, the name of your book again.
It is The Power to Succeed. Unlock your life, unlock your dreams.
Oh my goodness. I am so honored to have you come and share all this information, this good stuff. And I learned a few things, even though I've met you and have known you for so long. I've learned a few more things about you today. I've always known that you're the Silent Storm because I think we were going to name your book The Silent Storm. Remember in the
Yes,
beginning?
yes, yes.
I think perfectly named The Power to Succeed. Please grab your copy of The Power to Succeed on her website. And please follow her on all the platforms, the Instagram, Facebook. At Miss Shirley, tell them your Instagram name again.
Author Shirley Brown Danzy.
You heard it here. Thank you so much for joining. I am Dr. Denise Nicholson, and this is the Bold Book of the Day, The Power to Succeed.
Thank you for joining us for the Bold Book of the Day with Dr. Denise Nicholson, a central hub and a safe space for authors to share their stories. Follow Dr. Denise on Facebook and Instagram at Denise Nicholson or go to denisenicholson.com. Remember, no one can share your story better than you.